Alrighty then. So you're listening to the Apocalyptic Aftermath channel. I hope you guys have been listening. And I forgot to do something. I'm gonna release all of my videos. I'm not gonna put them on private. I'm a little bit egotistical about it, though. I'm a little bit egotistical about it because those videos are important. They're important videos. They're very powerful videos, and they mean a lot. So I don't feel like I don't want to give out too much, right? But because of the situation that I'm in, I guess I don't really have a choice but to release all these videos, because if something happens to me, at least somebody would be able to see the work that I have done. And I don't know, but they're valid. They're these videos are priceless to me. So they're valuable, not valid. They're valuable videos. So, but I don't really have a choice in the situation that I'm in, because they are trying to discredit me, and I guess they have kind of succeeded, more or less, not really, but you know, the Canadian law system is a little bit lazy. Um, I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. Police officers aren't really aware of what's going on in the world, apparently. However that functions is however that functions. Um, yeah, so I release all the videos anyway. So what I do wanted to talk about is entrepreneurship. Okay, so this is the reason why I left that last video out. Not this one, the one before. Well, that just happened video. Where I'm kind of frustrated at Lucifer. Um, I'm frustrated at Spirit, not Lucifer in particular, but at Spirit. Because I don't like their judgmental attitudes that they have. And this, I'm not talking about anything recent. I'm talking about, like, this is continuous. Um, because at the end of the day, the Spirit will let things happen to you. If something is not supposed to happen, it's not gonna happen. If something happens, it happened. And Spirit guards all that. If you're a magician, you know what I'm talking about. Like most magicians are aware that if something bad happens to them, God wanted that bad thing to happen to you. At the end of the day, nah, it's true. Like, if you're doing spells, if you're doing a path work, especially if you're path working, especially if you're doing shadow work, like real shadow work, not emotional hipster energy kind of thing, not real shadow work. If you're doing real shadow work and you see like things keep rising up to the surface, especially if it's the same thing over and over again, I mean, come on, like, you're not that stupid. Nobody's that dumb. So this is where my frustration is. I'm not a very patient person. I'm an Aries, so I'm not a very patient person. Right off the bat. Um, so yeah, I'm a little bit frustrated, but you know, I I I I gotta admit, right now is a bad time to quit. You know what I mean? And it's not about quitting or starting anything. Actually, um, I think it's good to have light and darkness. It's gonna make you whole. I don't like working with the light, because the light has lied too much about itself for me to be comfortable working with it, right? Because if the light wasn't such a grandiose, extravagant lie, um I wouldn't feel this butthurt about working with light. But I'm also noticing that I need it. I don't need it, but I can't work without it, right? Well, I can work without it, but it would be smarter, it would be more practical to work with the light, as of being a person that seen both ends of the polarity system. I work with the polar opposite for a good amount of time now. So we're talking about at least like 4 years, 4 or 5 years. So I'm starting to notice that it's not a bad thing to work with darkness and light. It's more practical. It works better. You don't have attitude or egos clashes while you're doing your spirit work, which is very unfortunate. Which is very unfortunate to have ego clashes when you're trying to become a dark magician and you want to master and specify in one particular area instead of serving two masters. I guess that's a lie too, because you do have to serve two masters. If you really want to become powerful, I guess you should serve two masters. You should serve Lucifer and God, and not just God or not just Lucifer. Anybody that thinks that they don't need Lucifer is wrong, and everybody that thinks they just need Lucifer is also wrong. both of you guys are wrong. Everybody, no, there's certain people are wrong, because a lot of Satanists, believe it or not, do work with light also. And if you practice Argoatia, you're calling archangels to help you do your magic. So that's why that's using archangels to force a demon. That's Solomonic magic, but that's also Argoatia magic. Is Solomon, is the keys of Solomon, derives from the keys of Solomon. And Solomon specializes in forcing demons into doing things. So most of the spells that we're using are spells that are binding demons to do the things that we want them to do. Reason why I'm talking about this, there's evoking and there's invoking, right? So these are two different things. When you're evoking, you're asking for something outside of your natural system to be. When you're invoking, you're harnessing a specific energy to work within your natural system, right? So invoking Luciferian energy is a very good thing if you're in business. It's a very good thing if you're in business, and I think right now it's a perfect time to evoke that kind of spirit. And it's going to help. It's going to help you diminish this guilt of either having too much or too little amount of finances, money, right? It will path working with Lucifer when it comes to like financial standards is easy, more or less. It's not easy, but it's very doable, right? It's not hard to get into. You just have to, it's just relinquishing this sentiment or emotion that you have towards money, and you have to stop looking at it as money, and you start looking at it as energy instead of money, right? And having a lot of energy is good. There's nothing wrong with having energy, right? Of course, the light will make you feel like there's something wrong with that. With having energy, there's nothing wrong with having energy. You're supposed to have energy. Everyone on earth is supposed to have energy. The true crime, the real crime, is not the sin of greed. The true sin is the sin of removing that energy from people. Meaning, any group or organization that is working towards disabling opportunities for people to gain more energy, that is not a group that you should be associated with, because your job here on earth is not to survive. Your job here on earth is to understand who you are, what you are, and how is your role at being you affecting your environment, your world, in the near future or the current present, right? But current present is never important because you're always going forward, like, because there's time. Like, my goal in 5 minutes is either going to be better than the last 5 minutes that I spent, right? So when I make a video, it's going to last an hour, it's going to last 15 minutes. My goal is going to be to educate somebody or to give somebody something, a gift that he did not have, or that he needed, or something that he needed to hear. So I'm always changing. So my perception, the perception of me in other people's eyes, is always going to change. And it doesn't matter if the perception of me doesn't change in their eyes. In their eyes, the perception is still changing, right? Because I think about, when I make these videos, I think about what I said too. And, anyway. So there's nothing wrong with harnessing Luciferian energy and doing a path working on a financial standard with Lucifer, because Lucifer is not going to give you a job that you can't do, right? He's going to give you a job that you're good at, right? He's going to put you in a position of something that you're already good at, right? So, like, my position is a position of teacher. I'm a good teacher, but I already knew that. Like, everybody knows that, and then a lot of us already know that, right? So, and there is money to be made there too, but I have to get myself into gear, and you can't, like, that's when people say you can't serve two masters, two venomous snakes, right? Because I can't keep talking shit about the Illuminati part of your face, but I can't keep talking ish about the Illuminati and expect to have a good revenue, right? It is what it is. And Lucifer is aware of that. He's not stupid. He knows that quite clearly. And when somebody is stopping someone from making money, you're stopping Lucifer from making money, right? But the thing is, Lucifer doesn't give a shit about money either. There's that too. Because, like I said, it's not about how much money. It's about happiness. It's about finding what makes you happy. It's about finding what you love to do in this world, and then do it until you can't do it anymore, which is the spirit of obsession, which is another spirit that Lucifer hangs around with. Lucifer loves people that are completely obsessed with the job that they're doing, especially if it's about him, right? Because he has an ego. So he loves when people loves him, and he loves when people does things that shows that they love him, and yada yada, and so on and so on and so on and so on. It never finishes. It's a snake eating its own tail. So I'm gonna stop the video right there, and I hope that's gonna make you think. And if you got any questions, let me know down in the bottom section of the comment section, and see you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Peace out.